Okay, well, we are going to get started right on time. I'm Jillyn Fisher, and I have been with this company almost 4 months now. And it's been a whirlwind of fun and excitement and wonderfulness, but we are going to share with you where the story of this company and these products got started. It is an ABC investigative report that aired in 2005. And it's a starting point. It's not the entire story. So we're going to share that video with you. And then as soon as that video is done, Amy is going to explain what has happened with this company since that aired, and all about the products that we have within this company that are so deeply rooted in science and wonderful things. Amy is the lady that introduced me to Lifevantage and to Protandim about 1.5 years ago. And she was so very gracious to not hold it against me. It took me a long time to start looking into this. But Amy has a history in behavioral health. She worked at the hospital here for a long time in crisis intervention, and she also did in-home care with kids and their families, and really getting to the root of problems and really trying to help the best that she could. And honestly, that is her heart. Her heart is to reach as many people and help as many people as she can. She has a heart of gold, and she knows the science of these products deep. So Amy, you want to cue that video, and we will go ahead and start there.
Thank you.
The following video is an ABC primetime investigative report that started the biohacking revolution in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease?
Yes.
Depression?
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
All right. So I'm going to stop share quick. All right. That, like Jill introduced that ABC clip aired in 2005. And we always show that clip because this kickstarted a massive movement. It is so foundational for this company because what happened was at the end of that clip, back in 2005, it said, for more information, go to abc.com, like he just said, and everybody did. And people were so excited about what they just saw. They didn't really understand it, but if you can get your oxidative stress reduced to that of a child, oh, people were in. And so they called, they ordered, they wanted this product inside their bodies. Okay, so very, very quickly, $5 million worth of orders came in. And the one problem was that this Dr. McCord that you just saw in this clip was a researcher and a scientist, and he did not have the infrastructure to get out to the people. I'm going to pull up here another little, my presentation, because I want to show you. I'm a very visual person, and I get excited, and I need to stay on track while I'm sharing. So here we go. So this is not what Lifevantage looked like back in the day. But I got to tell you the company story because it is incredible, and it's why we are sitting here today talking about this, and why you haven't heard of it yet. So, one second while I get this figured out. So, like I said, $5 million worth of orders came in. He didn't have the infrastructure to get it out. He didn't have a marketing team. And there was even stock that shot up to $20 a share based on sheer speculation. Like, this is big, you know, people got excited. But the problem was that he could not fulfill the orders. Time lapsed. No one got their orders. People kind of forgot about it, moved on. I guess it was too good to be true, right? And time kind of went on. The shareholders became frustrated. Stock dropped from $20 a share down to 7 cents and was almost taken off the registry. It's like we had this rockin' product, but didn't know how to get it out to the people. So they put it on the shelves of GNC, CVS, Rite Aid, all these health wellness stores that we're familiar with. And it sat on the shelf for $50 a bottle. And it sat in the antioxidant area. You know, they talked about vitamin C and vitamin E in that video. Well, this is not an antioxidant. It activates our own antioxidants. So it's in a category of its own. So it sat on these shelves for $50 a bottle and people didn't buy it. It sold half a bottle per store per month for 4 years. It just was going nowhere. So they tried the internet sales. That didn't work. People still didn't know about it. And you can go on the internet these days and you can find just tons of these magic pills with no validation or anything behind them. So nobody really knew or understood it that way. What's an activator? What are free radicals? What's oxidative stress? Why is this something I need to take? So as Dr. McCord is struggling significantly to try to figure out a way to market Protandim, he brought in a consulting agency. They took one look at that ABC report. I mean, that report ended positive. I don't know how many of y'all out there have seen an ABC investigative report, but they don't end positive. And they saw that and they said, you guys have a massive story here. This is validated. I mean, you need to push this person to person in a market. You need to tell the story. And so with that, he said, okay, I'll give it a 6-month trial. And he did. And it took off. The company took off. And 5 years later, they had a $200 million worth of sales. So that's quite a story. And that's why we feel it's very important to tell this, because we're not a company that set out in network marketing and then created some cool pills. We didn't do that. What happened was there was an incredible discovery by this scientist who dedicated 40 years of his life to free radical biology. He had a scientific breakthrough on his hands and he was discovered. And the validation was in that blood test. So it's just been incredible to kind of see that, and it brings us up to today. Now, going back a little bit further, when those orders did not get sent out to the people, right? One other thing happened that was very important to this story is that other researchers and scientists also saw the claims that were made on this ABC report, and they got a hold of Dr. McCord and they got samples of his product, Protandim, and they conducted their own peer-reviewed and published research. And so we'll get into that a little bit later, but that's hugely significant because today we have 23 peer-reviewed published studies on PubMed.gov, which is the National Library of Medicine. So the research is endless. And like Jill said, I am a huge I'm from the behavioral health. I have a background in that. I worked in the hospital. I worked in home. In my background of psychology, we had to conduct our own research and had to understand how to read it and conduct it in order to graduate, right? So when I saw this, I was like, okay, that sounds amazing, but where's the research? And that's what really struck my attention, is that this research is valid. And reading through it, if you're like me and you just have to see the proof in the validation that way, it's very significant. So another thing I want to point out is they talked about in this ABC report a term called oxidative stress. And I had never heard of that term before, and I don't know how many of you guys have either, but it's crazy that we haven't. And I kind of think of like, you go to your doctor, every doctor should know what oxidative stress is, but they're not telling us what it is. They're not talking about it. And it's just kind of mind-boggling to me that we don't know it. And so this is actually a term that you're going to hear a lot more these days because it's the significance of it Again, if you go back to the research on the National Library of Medicine site, pubmed.gov, and you type in oxidative stress, just type that term in, over 180,000 studies are going to pop up. And that all includes oxidative stress and a disease process. It's a big deal. So we need to be talking about it. So what is oxidative stress? We have this picture of this apple here that if you cut that apple in half and it's exposed to the oxygen and the free radicals in our air, it's going to turn brown rather quickly, right? Well, the same concept applies to us in our bodies. Not that we're getting cut open necessarily, but we are being bombarded trillions of times a day by free radicals. You know, they have pictures of this, the microwave, our cell phone, things in our air, when we're pumping gas, when we're flying in an airplane, just exposed to common pollution. When we are exercising, we are creating more free radicals in our body from the oxygen that we are taking in. And when we digest our food, we are creating those free radicals. Back in 2005, they knew that. They said when you digest your food, it's a natural process. And naturally, we have this self-defense mechanism that kicks in to help fight it off, right? The problem is with today's day and age that there is so much happening, we can no longer keep up with it. And therefore, we talk about people aging faster or sickness becoming more prevalent. Now, if you look over in this other picture, I love this depiction because literally this is like research in simplicity. Like I said, if you were to research oxidative stress, you're going to find over 180,000 studies linking it to disease. And this just kind of puts it into summary. Oxidative stress and free radical damage is at the center of your heart, your skin, kidneys, joints, lung, brain, immune system, blood vessels, multi-organs like your diabetes, eyes, macular degeneration. It's incredible because when I first saw a diagram like this, I was in my head thinking, oh my goodness, I know somebody with cystic fibrosis. I know somebody that has melanoma. I know somebody that has kidney disease or kidney failures. I know somebody that has rheumatoid arthritis and psoriasis. I kept thinking, oh my goodness, asthma, Alzheimer's? Who doesn't know somebody that's struggling with Alzheimer's? MS, cancer, all of these people were in my mind and I wanted to help them. I was like, they need to know about this. The crazy thing is, now that I've been doing this for 2 years, I think of people that have seen this information and have taken it and applied it to help themselves. And I'm thinking, wow, now I can Rolodex a whole bunch of people that I've seen get help in every single one of those categories. And that is a huge reason why I'm here sharing this with you today, because it's absolutely true. And it does what it does. If you think about removing that center of oxidative stress and take that out of the picture, you have a miracle body that takes care of the rest. And that's why we don't sit here today and say we can claim to heal. We won't claim to heal, cure, treat, prevent, mitigate disease. But what I'm sitting here saying today is we have a miracle body. And if you do, the Protandim does what it does. It eliminates oxidative stress by 40% in the first 30 days. And with longevity of taking it, can increase that to 70%, like reduce it by 70%, sorry. And what your body can do with that much reduced oxidative stress is incredible. I mean, it's limitless. It can address all of those areas. It's going to reduce inflammation because inflammation is literally directly linked to oxidative stress, and your body does amazing things. So that's just, you can see why I'm excited, right? It's a big deal. So with that said, we all are very aware of antioxidants, okay? Crazy. Antioxidants, eliminating the oxidative stress, kind of makes sense now. So yes, we do encourage always eat good whole foods. I mean, that picture right there depicts it. Eat that stuff. It's good for you. It's going to keep you healthy. But the problem with that, like I said again, is you consuming antioxidants in pill form or in food form is like throwing a Dixie cup of water on a house fire, okay? You can't get anywhere with it these days. You're gonna eliminate, say you eat one blueberry and that's one antioxidant molecule, is going to eliminate 1 free radical at a ratio of 1-to-1 all day. You cannot eat your way into eliminating the oxidative stress. Well, what they found with Protandim, when all those research studies started coming in, is that this synergistic little herbal supplement, that we'll call it for lack of better terms, becomes an activator for your body. Why is it reducing oxidative stress so significantly? Well, they found out that there is a pathway in our body. Actually, Dr. Joe McCord is recognized for being a huge part of discovering this with his enzyme of superoxide dismutase. But this NRF2 activation unlocks our own antioxidant productions, and it can eliminate up to 1 million free radicals per second every second throughout your day. This is a huge, huge deal, you guys. It's like turning on a fire hose in every room of the house to put that flame out that's going inside our body. Now, when you turn on your own antioxidant enzymes, that includes catalase, glutathione. I did not recognize the importance of glutathione, but I'm telling you, after 1 day of taking it, your glutathione production can be raised by 300% naturally. And I know people out there that are getting injections of externally of glutathione to try to help with symptoms of their disease process. Well, my goodness, I would rather make that naturally. And then superoxide dismutase. So those are huge enzymes in our body. When I talked about people getting this Protandim and getting their hands on it and conducting their own research, this is just a little picture of some of the people that have done that. We did not fund this. As a nutritional company, we cannot conduct research on a disease process, but my goodness, other people can. And so you can go to pubmed.gov and you can look at that. Something that really stuck out to us is when we went and heard a cardiologist speak. My husband really was impacted big time. Actually, both of us were when we heard this cardiologist speak on Protandim and the different products in our company, because his father had passed away from a massive heart attack when he was 6 months old, when my husband was 6 months old. So he never got to grow up with his biological father. And I think he was 35 years old. And so naturally, as he's growing up, he kind of thinks, well, you know, it runs in the family, it's genetic, I might have the same outcome. And he kind of just didn't think, you know, he just had this idea in his head all along. Well, when we heard a cardiologist speak and we heard that the American Heart Association had published their own research on Protandim and the heart, and you can go and you can look at that research, but the significance of what it can do to help preventatively reducing oxidative stress in your heart, turning on your survival genes, those antioxidant enzymes. I looked over at my husband and I said, you are taking this for life, buddy. And he has not said no since. Like, he's like, okay, done. If we can do something preventatively, we don't want to wait till we've gotten to that point where our body is on a daily basis being hijacked. And we don't want to leave that up to the genetic predisposition of the people before us. We want to biohack that, and we want to turn on our survival genes, and we want to give ourselves the best chance. So I got really excited because you don't see the American Heart Association endorsing natural supplements. That was very cool. If you look at a couple other studies, there's just Louisiana State did stuff on skin cancer. Biogenetic has a NRF2 activating drug. They did research with their drug and our Protandim. Very, very good results. Anybody that has MS out there, take a look at that study. Get back to the person that invited you and look at that. We have the National Institute of Health and their Division of Aging that conducted a 10-year study on expanding life, and Protandim was the one that did it. So very cool stuff to look at. When I talk about NRF2 activation, just know that this research done by Washington State University came out and talked about this being the master regulator in our body's detox, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and they called it that we may be on the verge of a new literature on health effects of NRF2, which may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Okay, so we're not talking about snake oil here, guys. We're talking about something that nobody knows about yet and is absolutely pivotal for preventative health and wellness. Oregon State University talks about turning on the cellular nucleus in all of our cells, turning that on, turning up to 200 genes on that are responsible for cell repair, detox of carcinogens. That's a big one today, guys. Think about carcinogens, protein and lipid metabolism, antioxidant protections, and they called it a longevity assurance factor. Just all of this stuff kind of coming together and saying, okay, this is a big deal in our body. You know, we don't have to try to play what I call mad scientist and grabbing this supplement and that supplement and let's target this area in our body. What we are doing is we are going back to the main center of our body. We're turning the switch on and it's taking care of the rest. So I've just given you all of this information on Protandim Nerf 2. Reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. It turns on your body's survival genes, and it absolutely does this 100% of the time. Now, with that, we have discovered, you know, this was a massive discovery. So we have discovered that this was a key component to the disease processes in aging. But there's another area that is like right up there and like just like right up there with hand in hand oxidative stress and mitochondrial dysfunction being another huge component of the aging process, because as we age, our mitochondria break down and disease processes happen because of this dysfunction within our cells. So while everybody needs to be addressing our NRF2 activation, we discovered another pathway called NRF1. And this addresses every mitochondria within our cells. And there's different organs in our bodies that have more mitochondria than the others, like in our heart, for instance, in our brain. And this is, as we eat and digest food, our mitochondria convert that into cellular energy and create ATP. This is 95% of our entire body's energy comes from this. And in this graph over here, it shows that if our mitochondria begin to dysfunction, we can have some very serious diseases: Parkinson's, autism, MS, Lou Gehrig's, chronic fatigue, which I believe stems from other disorder, like disease processes in and of itself. Looking at that diagram, you need to have healthy mitochondria. So we have this NRF1 synergizer. We have NRF2, which is like, get rid of that oxidative stress. And then it's like a 1-2 punch, or like I like to say, because I have a lot of hair, you have your shampoo and you have your conditioner. They go together and they make each other work better. It's absolutely incredible. Now, you can't just take NRF1 by itself, because as you create more energy in your cells, very, very important for your health, you're also releasing more free radicals. So you continuously need that NRF2 activation to decrease the oxidative stress. Absolutely incredible, incredible science. We have recognized that as you look at the different parts of the body, we have a complex system within our body. And we've recognized that if your gut is not working properly, first of all, you can't digest things appropriately. You're not going to get the nutrition to where it needs to go. And probiotics are absolutely important in this day and age. They can affect every area of our body as well. And our microbiome is its own ecosystem. Like it has you just absolutely need to take care of it. Because if you get leaky gut, and that's a term that's starting to come out these days, everybody hears it, they don't quite understand it, but it affects your entire body. And we cannot have that happening. So we very intentionally did the research to make sure that we had an effective probiotic that hits the vital area of getting us a healthy gut. It works incredibly. We have 6 billion CFUs that are the most researched out there. We have a patented product called Wellmune that boosts your immune system in your gut while you're delivering that healthy bacteria through your gut. That Wellmune is in there, and it's patented and it's very well researched in and of itself, and you can look at that. And then the incredible thing that makes our probiotic stand apart from all others, in addition to all of like what we have there, is that we have a patented BioTrack technology. Now, most probiotics you can't guarantee that they're even alive after you get them off the shelf, especially if they're refrigerated. I've heard people think that that's better, but not necessarily, because what if it was not refrigerated before it got to your fridge? But we have this BioTrack technology that guarantees that that bacteria is staying alive and doesn't die in our stomach acid and gets delivered through the entire intestine. Absolutely incredible, you guys. If you're looking for a good probiotic, if yours is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, check this one out. So I just talked about the 3 most essential parts of our body: reducing oxidative stress, building our mitochondria, and keeping our gut healthy. We recognize that obesity is a growing problem, and it does not discriminate. I mean, it is everywhere in America right now. And we, being at the forefront of nutragenomics, taking nutrition to biohack our genes and give us the best possibility, we created a very manageable weight loss system, or weight management system, very healthy, targeting the most important parts of your body in regards to weight management. So that probiotic that I just talked about is part of this weight management system. We have an incredible cleanse that is gentle and easy to take, and we can take it during 1 week of the month just to kind of reset, get our body ready for the good stuff. Absolutely incredible. The protein shake works as a snack. It's not a meal replacement. You do not want to replace your meals with protein. There's a lot of science and research behind that. It's delicious. And then a fat burn, another synergistic natural product that targets the fat-eating enzymes in our visceral area. So the visceral fat that's attached to our organs, it's the most deadly fat in our body. And this is a picture that last year we did a physique weight loss challenge. And the exciting thing about this year is we are gearing up, and it is starting again on January 1st. And this is just one of the hundreds of amazing transformations. Granted, you can't get a 6-pack without doing some sit-ups, okay? It's very important. But this system, I mean, I've seen other weight loss programs out there, $300, $400. I mean, you're paying monthly. And this is very affordable, and we are so excited to help people walk through this journey in the next 90 days to kick off their year in the right way. And if anybody's interested in that, get back with the person that invited you, because it is well worth it. And you're going to get some extremely great accountability and help to walk you through that journey. So definitely talk to someone if you're thinking you want to get rid of a little bit of extra weight. And I know personally, when I had my second baby, I was a very low maintenance person. I was not ready to take a bunch of stuff. This really helped me get to where I wanted very quickly. I mean, I'm not saying that's easy, but you have to do the work. But it definitely made it possible for me. Another area that we need to address is energy. We're talking about mitochondrial function, increasing our energy that way, which is absolutely key, but targeting our brain and feeding it food that it needs to function at its optimal is so important. And so we've developed a smart energy drink. It is not loaded with what you would think is in an energy drink. I'm absolutely against those. And it just feeds our brain what it needs. And when our brain is fed, it's more alert. We feel clarity. We feel focus. So Axio is absolutely incredible. I love the stories that we get from Axio. It's so safe that our kiddos take it. You can see in just this diagram, taking Protandim and Axio for a kid that has high oxidative stress, unable to focus. You reduce that oxidative stress, you feed the brain, you activate that brain power, and just in 2 weeks, just imagine how they feel on the inside if they're able to write like that after 2 weeks. And we have seen this over and over again, time and time again. It's incredible stuff. So when I said that Louisiana State University did research on skin cancer, they came back to our company and they said, you need to make this into a topical. So this is NRF2 activation for your skin. We're taking it inside. Why not protect the biggest organ we have from the outside in? And once again, this is just mind-blowing to me, you guys. We didn't set out as a company to say, oh, we need to make this skincare line. No, we were told this is the science. So the science came first, and then we created the product to fit that, to make that work for people. And it does. And the stories that come in from this Nerve 2 activation on their skin, it's incredible. Nobody has Nerve 2 activation for your skin yet. So definitely consider that. If you're buying stuff that you don't know what's in it, and you want your skin to be healthy and work on the free radical damage that's being done on a daily basis, look into this. Omega. So it is incredible how many people buy a fish oil. They don't know why exactly, but they've heard they need to take a good fish oil. So they go to places like Walmart or your just generic stores, and they just, oh, fish oil, I need that, I think. And they grab it and they take it. It is amazing what a good omega fish oil can do for you. And our company saw the validity in that and the importance of that, and that we needed to have quality in what we're taking. Because if you're just grabbing some generic brand, you don't realize what is actually could be happening inside your body. Our diets are high in omega-6, okay? So you are getting a lot of omega-6 into your body already, but we are created to need omega-3 and 7 as well. And the ratio is really, really, really not good right now. So we have an omega product that is working to bring that omega-3 and 7 back up and closer to the omega-6. That helps all of the cellular membranes work more efficiently, more properly. You're not creating dissension within your cells. It's super important, you guys. I could go on and on about the research, but think about that when you're looking for a quality omega. It needs to have omega-3 and 7. It needs to have the DHA, and on top of it all, because vitamin D is so important and we don't get enough of it, they've added that into there as well. I also love that every bottle can be traced back to the boat that it was caught on, and it doesn't taste like fishy grossness. And if yours do, you can try the bite test. I've done it. You can chomp on our fish oil, and it tastes yummy. We did it just last night again with somebody new, and they agreed. And if you bite down on yours that you're buying from somewhere else, you don't know where or what it's coming from, and it doesn't taste good, it means it's rotten. Don't take it anymore. But I'm very excited about this. It just kind of makes all of our products just that come together, because when we have healthy cellular membranes and everything else is functioning well, golden. And finally, people were giving Pro Tandem to their dogs, and they came back to the company and said, you have to make this for our puppy. So we have an amazing pet tandem for dogs. They have oxidative stress just like us. And the stories are incredible because they age 7 times faster. You see the results so much quicker. Truly incredible. And that is definitely our product line. There's a lot of science and research behind it. I'm excited and very passionate about it. And I love that because I've been doing this, I've seen not only the science and the validity behind every single product that was created to work synergistically together, but I have testimonies in absolutely every category. It's mind-boggling to think about that we have this on our hands right now. So the other thing I wanted to add to that is when you're able to take all of these products together, there's no guesswork. You know that they are all working together. When I go into a health food store and I see just tons and tons and tons of options, it's very overwhelming, and you kind of have to pick and choose, what do I need? Am I targeting this area? Am I targeting this? No, we are getting to the center of the problem, and it is all working together in a beautiful way. So that's all I have. Right now I want to switch over to Jill, because Jill is going to share an equally important part of this company. She partnered with I brought this information to her. She took it very reluctantly as a customer because I didn't leave her alone. I pestered her for a long time, and I'll let her kind of share about that. But her story is incredible. It is absolutely worth hearing, you guys. And I thank God every single day for this woman. Whew, I'm going to pass it on before I cry. Okay.
You're sweet. Thank you so much for sharing those products. They're amazing, and the science behind them is huge. I've always been more of a natural, holistic type of person, but always struggled with supplements and the fact that, okay, you say you do this, but prove it to me. Prove it. Because if it's so great, you can prove it through blood work and actually what is happening in your body. And that was the key difference I saw with this. When I was 22 weeks pregnant with my fourth baby, I was having migraines to the point where I could not function. I couldn't get off the couch. I was in so much pain that I would just continuously throw up. And I have 3 children. At the time that I was homeschooling, my husband was in school full-time taking tons of credits. And I felt so much like a single mom with 3 kids while suffering through migraines and a pregnancy. And so I reluctantly went back to Amy, who had been talking to me for probably a year. I don't even know how long. And I said, okay, give me the ingredients. I will do some research and make sure it is safe for me to take while I'm pregnant. And I'll try it because I'm desperate. I have my prescription migraine medications, but I can't take them because I'm pregnant. And so I tried it, and I have since thrown away all my medication, and I have not had a migraines in 10 months. So that was the first thing that kind of got my attention. Then I started researching on PubMed. I'm a respiratory therapist. I just recently quit my job that I worked at a level 1 trauma center here in Des Moines for 13 years. Loved what I did. I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. I love educating. I love helping people. But my heart is with my kids and home. And so we have been working to get my husband through college, and he graduated last week. So praise the Lord, that phase of our life is over. But Amy could have easily said, she knew our life inside and out, and she knew what we were going through as a family. And she could have easily made the decision for herself that this is not a business opportunity that I need to share with her. She is too busy. And she would have been right. I told her that on multiple occasions. I'm too busy for this. And then my passion started growing, and I started sharing with people because I'd seen my own benefits. I'd been doing my research. I'd seen what oxidative stress does with inflammation. This oxidative stress is directly associated with over 200 different disease processes. So we have the most potent NRF2 activator in the world. We have the most potent antioxidant reduction product in the world. So it makes sense that you reduce oxidative stress and you are going to dramatically affect potentially over 200 different disease processes. Obviously, like Amy said, we can't claim to cure, treat, prevent, or mitigate anything, but the science speaks for itself and it makes sense. And so I was sharing with people. I just said, I will never do this business. I love the products. I will tell people about it. And she came back to me after I had gotten my parents on this product and my in-laws and my brother who has Lyme disease. And she said, okay, are you going to stop talking about this anytime soon? And I said, no, I'm not, because it's awesome. She goes, okay, you need to look into this a little bit. And I am so thankful that she did. She is the sweetest sweetheart, but she'll go after you if she knows it can benefit you. And I'm so thankful for that. God knew we needed this in our life, and it has been a major blessing for our family. So because of that, I made the decision I will never prejudge, and I will never make the decision for somebody else that this business opportunity may or may not be for them. I am going to share some information with you that may or may not be for you. And I'm not here to tell you this is a business you need to do. But I'm not here to tell you that it's not. And so 85% of this company is based off of customers. So if there's something that Amy talked about today, when you start doing that research, you see, okay, this makes sense. I want this in my body. Awesome. Do that. I think everybody can benefit from these products. But if you're thinking, okay, this person could benefit from this product and this one and this one and this one, then you need to kind of pay attention here, because this is really something I did not understand when I started this. I had a passion for the product. I understood the science because of my medical background, but the business side of it, I really didn't have any understanding of. And my passion was the products, and I knew that they were incredible and great and good for your body. And this has become a second passion of mine, because I've seen what it has done in our family, and I have seen how it has helped others. So regardless of whatever business industry you are in, every company has an S-curve, and that's what you're looking at right now. This is typical of every business. You have the innovators, early adapters, early majority, late majority, and then the laggards. And if you look at that beginning part, that's the point where a company is in that make it or break it. Before they hit about $185 to $200 million a year, they are kind of in that make it or break it point, where they may make it, they may not. We are past that point. Those people that get into a company, say, Mary Kay Beachbody, all of those companies, they stand to make a lot of money if the company makes it. But we are past that right now. The key with this business model is that it's awesome. The honest reason I didn't look into this company for the first year was because it was in network marketing. And I would say learn from my mistake and don't do the same thing. When you look at this S-curve, you see that huge leap, that jump up right here. This company is right here at the very beginning of this early majority. 5 years ago, you would have never imagined the increase in online sales that would happen. You would have probably never guessed that Radio Shack would be closing its doors, that places like JCPenney's and Sears would be in a world of hurt, and that just in 2017 alone, Walmart closed over 100, brick and mortar buildings just this year, because the world is going towards internet. They are going towards online purchasing. They are going towards, this person told me this is great, I'm going to try it. Person to person distribution, cutting out that middleman. When this product was on the shelves of GNC and Rite Aid, it was on the shelves for $50. Because that is no longer the case, you can buy Pro Tandem for $40. So it's increasing your ability to spend your money wisely, in my opinion, because that's important to me. Another key component to network marketing that I am seeing, and I did not realize until I had joined this company, that if you're doing this with the right product, with the right company at the right time, you have a perfect business model right there. And if you look at the top of that S-curve, you know of all kinds of companies up there. Okay, there is still money to be made in those companies, but they are in a saturated market. If you ask the average person, they know what you're talking about. If you ask the average person if they've heard of an iPhone, they know what you're talking about, okay? That didn't really boom until the iPhone 4 came out. That was in that early majority section. But iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3, that's at innovators and early adapters. iPhone 4 picked up, everybody started getting one. Now we're in the iPhone, I think X8 or X or something like that. And everybody's heard of it. So there's still money to be made there, but everybody knows about it. The great thing about this company is that the average medical professional does not know about this product. That's why we say, everyone asks, I've never heard of this before. Well, yeah, you haven't, but you will, and you will start hearing about it more. It's not going to be, I'm taking Pro Tandem, which is an NRF2 activator. It is going to be, which NRF2 activator are you taking? This is something that's not going away. It's here to stay. And 80% of the money made within a company is made in that upward curve. Okay, so we are at the very beginning of that. There is a lot that can happen between now and that saturated market where everybody knows about Pro Tandem and knows about NRF2 activation. So simply from a business perspective, it makes sense. people are buying more, but sales within stores is going down. Just this year, the increase in Cyber Monday sales went up 15% from last year. That's huge. Where is that money going? It's switching from stores to online shopping. And if you don't stick with the times, you're going to get left behind, like places like Radio Shack. So there's a lot of different places that people are when it comes to finances. And I will tell you, Amy had no idea that my husband was going to lose his job 5 weeks before we gave birth to our fourth child. And he's in school, and we have school bills and a mortgage and all of those things. It's kind of important to have an income. And she shared this with us. And that was corporate America. We had no idea that was coming. 6,000 jobs were eliminated in one day in the company that he worked for, and they eliminated his entire position across the entire country. And we had no idea. And so you never know. The awesome thing I have seen about this compensation plan is the fact that these numbers are legit. This is a publicly traded company traded on the NASDAQ. So if you look at that Pro 1, Pro 2, Pro 3, $80, $260, $580, most people that join this company, they want to just pay their car payment every month. They want to be able to purchase the products that they want, that they know are healthy and good for their body. And that was me. I didn't want the products that I knew were beneficial for my family to be a hindrance to our family financially. And so I had joined the company because I was like, oh, if we can, make enough money doing this, that we get our products paid for, I'm good with that. And it's become so much more than that. In the first 30 days with this company, I hit that rank of Pro 3. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to tell you that I am stubborn. I don't like people telling me what to do. And so if I can do this, you can do this. Anybody can do this, which is so different than so many business models. In corporate America, you climb your way to the top of the ladder. You're trading time for money, and you don't want to help people below you because they may be the next person that comes and takes your job. In this business and in this company, you have a team. You inherit a team. I knew nothing about this business when I joined. I was passionate about sharing the products, and that's what I did. I hit Pro 3 in 30 days, and then I hit Pro 4 the next month. And Lord willing, we'll get to that Pro 5 this month. And it's not because I do amazing things. It's because I share what I'm passionate about. I share what's good for people, and I see the benefits and the way that that's changing people's lives. This is publicly disclosed. These are completely true and accurate numbers. If you look at Pro 4, Pro 5, that's that supplemental income, that baby boomer generation. There's about 40,000 people a day hitting the age of retirement and realizing they have not saved enough money to retire. And they have two options. One is to continue working, or the other is to live on less. And the reality is the Social Security is not going to pay you enough money to live on. And so this is a good place for that supplemental income where you think, okay, $1,100, $2,500 extra dollars a month is the difference between us having enjoyment in retirement and us just living on the bare minimum or having to decrease our standard of living at that point. If you look at that Pro 6, Pro 7 level, that replaces 90% of all household incomes in the United States, full-time incomes. That's that area where you can retire from your job and make that money residually. And I'm going to explain that just a little bit, okay? If you look even a little bit further, that Pro 8, Pro 9, Pro 10, that is crazy money. That's amazing. That there is no limit on what you can do with this business financially to help your family. Wherever you want to take it, you can go. I am not saying it's going to be easy, but there is a system in place that if you duplicate it, you will find success. It's a simple process, but but it's not always easy. And I committed from the beginning that I will listen to what Amy tells me to do. I will listen to what my team tells me to do. Even if I am like kicking and screaming the whole time, I will put on a smiley face and I will do it. And that is what I've done. So you do that, you can do this business, I promise. And like I said, not easy, but it is simple. And you're getting information into people's hands, and you're getting products into people's hands that can potentially change their life. And for me, it was hard at first for me to see the fact that I can make money at something that I am passionate about while also helping others. To me, that's a perfect world. I love helping people. I love educating people. I love people knowing what they are putting in their bodies, and the body God gave them needs to be taken care of. And so putting the two together has just been amazing for my family and I. Now, if you think, okay, I have no interest in this business, that's okay. Okay. There are these things called stacks. There's the Vitality stack, there's the Essential stack, there's Beauty stacks. You get free shipping when you order all of these products. I want you to look at that Vitality stack that comes with the Nerf 1, Nerf 2, Probiotic, and Omega Plus. These are the things that the scientists and doctors within this company have come together and said, hands down, you want to have that vital life that's healthy on a cellular level. These are the products that you need. You get free shipping on everything in your shopping cart when you order that way. This is a great way to go. This is how I started. I started taking these products. I realized how beneficial they were for my body, and I decided later to do a business. But if you're thinking of all kinds of people that you know that this could help, this is what you need to take a look at. There are 3 ways to get started as a distributor of the products of Lifevantage. One is a silver pack for $350, the gold pack for $650, and the platinum pack for $1250. Now, if you look at that, the silver pack is kind of dipping your toes in the water. You get a very little amount of product, but you do get a little bit of product at a 20% discount for just the first order. The gold pack, you get a little bit more product. You get a 25% one-time discount on those products. And then that platinum pack, you get a 30% one-time discount on every product this company has. My biggest thing is I would have never tried that True Science line, if I'm being completely honest with you, because I was not going to spend the money on that. It came in my distributor pack, and it has absolutely transformed my daughter's skin, and she has horrible eczema. We've tried everything. I have been dumping herbs into pots for years, trying to get some combination that would relieve the bleeding and scarring and just severe itchiness of her skin. I put this product on her skin, and a week later, she's got it's as smooth as a baby's butt. It's glorious. So I love it. I have a story with that product because I did this platinum pack. It also gives you kind of that little more skin in the game. You're going to spend a little more time and be a little bit more serious about something that you have a little bit more invested into. You get your products. You're not buying a distributorship that comes with this, but when you get started, you get product. Okay, so this is about $1,800 worth of product. You get 6 of the Protandim Nerf 1, 6 of the Nerf 2. You get a lot of the products to try, decide what you love, but as a business, you can say, yeah, I really like this. I wouldn't have known about how amazingly delicious that protein shake is. Tastes like a dessert. Love it. Order it all the time now. I just wouldn't have known that. And so this is a great way to get started from a business perspective. There is a lot more information that you get, but I will tell you, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know anything about the product or the business, and I just started, and you inherit an entire team of people that help you, encourage you, work with you. They want to see you succeed. There are multiple ways you get paid within Lifevantage, but I just want you to look at that elite bonus pool there in the bottom corner. This is what sets this company apart from other network marketing companies. This is what's different. When you hit that rank of Pro 7, Pro 8, Pro 9, Pro 10, you share in a 4 monthly global commissions. This is not after expenses. This is the global commission sales of the company. You're getting a 4% take of a $208 million a year company that is continuing to grow rapidly. Okay, so you get a 1% as a 7, Pro 8, Pro 9, Pro 10. You split another percent as a Pro 8, Pro 9, Pro 10. Pro 9 and 10 get another percent, and those Pro 10s share 1% of that global commission sales. So say you don't have anybody in your business or your organization in China, but you want China's market to explode, okay? Because you get a percentage of that. That really helps with the everybody wanting to help each other, the teamwork, we're in this to help people, and you get product for that, you get financial freedom for that, and so many different things. And I want you to think about residual income. I mentioned that word. A lot of people don't even know what that is. There are very few ways to get residual income. One is you write a book and you get a bestseller book on the market, and you continue to get paid on that. There are very few ways to do this. If this company is not for you, that is okay. But find a way to earn residual income. Linear income is I go to the hospital, I clock in, 2 weeks later, I get a paycheck. I stop showing up for the hospital and I don't continue to receive a paycheck. This is you getting paid monthly on work that you continue to do and help that you're giving to people. So I want you to take a look at that, and I want you to think, what if you knew of a product that the majority of the world doesn't know about, and you can, 1, help people gain health, and 2, bring your family to financial freedom. That is why I'm here. And again, this is not for everybody. Only 15% of people in this company do this as a business. That's okay. If that's not for you, reach back to the person that invited you. Either way, you're going to fall into 3 categories. 1 is not interested. Tell the person who invited you, but keep an open mind. If new products come out or you are in a different phase of life, reach back out to them. 1 is I have questions. I was that person. I did research for 10 months. Reach out to the person that invited you. They will get your questions answered. And 3rd is you want to use it and you want to share it. Again, reach out to the person that invited you, and they will get you any and all of the information that you need to get started today. We are coming into the new year. Everybody wants to get healthy. This is a perfect opportunity and a perfect time for you to build an amazing business and see people's lives change. Thank you so much for being on here. I am so thankful for you. I'm so thankful that you took the time to listen. Get back with the person that invited you, and we will hopefully talk soon. Bye.